Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach from We Ride 816, and this is a first impressions video of the 2016 CRF250L. We are riding at Walter's Ranch, and I would call it, mid-southern Missouri, and you know, it's a good place to test this bike's capabilities out off-road. Now, before I even get into this, I will put a disclaimer out that I am in no way, shape, or form, a professional or even that experienced of a rider. I would not consider myself a good rider. I mean, I've seen good riders. The other guy in this video, Tyler, he's he's probably a better rider than me. But I just wanted to bring you the perspective of someone who I have ridden bikes in the past. I rode when I was a kid, and I've been riding recently. Um, and I just wanted to bring you a good first impressions video from someone who's not gonna, tell you a bunch of stuff from a really experienced person's point of view. So that is my goal here today. So I guess I'll get into it. Now, this bike is, honestly, for the price point, I think it's, a great bike, especially like a great first bike if you want a street bike that you can also take off-roading with you. Now, being out here on this loose rock and stuff, the first thing I will have to say that you should do in this mud is, if you're going to take this off-roading a bunch and that's going to be the main thing you're doing with it, I would most definitely get some new tires, because the stock tires on this thing were not doing me any favors in this terrain. And I'm not that experienced of a rider, but some of the slippage I was getting, I know I wasn't doing that poorly. I went down right there. And this is a good example to show. That was just me. That was a mistake. I hit a rock. I hit the front right hand brake too hard, turned the wheel. But this is a good example of showing another thing that's kind of a pain about this bike, but it's good, at the same time, because it's because of all the goodies on it. This bike weighs 308 pounds empty, I think, and around 325 with like gas in it and all that stuff. So, it's a heavy bike if you're gonna be trail riding it to pick up and and get around tight turns and whatnot. As you can see, I don't even have bark busters on this thing. I actually did bend my clutch lever up a little bit, but yeah, I had a good time on it. I will say this: the gearing, like I said, I'm not a professional, but I think the gearing is a little bit high on it, and I've read that. So you can get I believe it's a larger front sprocket, and that'll remedy some of those issues. Another thing I've read is that you should get an aftermarket exhaust system and get the EJK fuel injector controller, like the CPU chip. I'm gonna look into it for sure, but for now, I'm probably just gonna do a new sprocket and some tires. Because, like I said, even at this point with the bike as it is stock, I'm not using it to its full potential with my skill level. The electric start works great. I love it. The fact that it doesn't have a backup kickstart kinda sucks. If your battery ever dies, but as long as you're responsible, keeping your battery on the tender or whatever they're called, when you're not riding it for long periods of time, you should be fine. The fuel economy, I filled this up in the morning. I rode this bike probably 3 hours, and it was still more than half full when we finished. So that's good. And I've read that it gets 70 miles per gallon on the street, which is also good. But I was taking it easy on this bike today. In future videos, once I get some better tires and break the bike in a little bit more, hopefully we'll be doing some tougher stuff. Some of the stuff did get a little hairy, and we had a really good time. But another thing, if you're a big looks guy like me. I mean, I'm 20 years old, and I like, I like my stuff to look cool. I like my bike to look cool. I like to look. You can see in the video I'm wearing all matching gear. Um, the only way you can get plastics for this bike are by ordering them from Thailand. Uh, so I did order some plastics for it and a black seat, but I mean that's kind of a pain because shipping was expensive. So that's another thing, before you buy this bike to think about is uh, kind of the aesthetic customability factor, I guess you would call it. As far as plastic goes, you're fairly limited. You got black plastics, white plastics, and red plastics. So that's all you got. Cherubi's plastics don't fit it. Um, I looked at other places, but all I can find are the plastics in Taiwan. Um, that about covers everything I think I wanted to talk about. Honestly, though, I just even this bike stock, I don't have the skill level to use it to its full potential as it is. So I know that looking online and stuff and watching YouTube videos, people, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to buy this bike and I'm gonna have to put $1,000, in parts into it. But you really don't have to do that. Those guys that are doing that stuff, they're good, experienced riders, and they're gonna be able to use that gear or that equipment to, take this bike to its maximum potential and, utilize all that extra power. But, I mean, I know I can't, so I'm not really worried about it right now. And, um, in the future, maybe I will get some of that stuff as I become a better rider. But, as of now, I'm happy with the bike the way it is. The biggest reason I picked this bike up is because, the fact that it comes street legal, straight out of the showroom floor. So all I gotta do is go to the DMV and pick up a plate for it, and get it on the insurance. But that's about it. That wraps it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's not much riding left in it, so you can go ahead and leave now, I guess. But please subscribe, like the video, comment if you have any questions. If you even listen this long. And, if you live in Missouri, like on the Kansas City side, and you want to ride, just comment and hit me up, because we love to ride. Alright, thanks for watching.